Hey, it's Mac. Welcome to Holistic Health Talk. Hey, today I'm going to talk about a personal experience. Yeah, I had a stroke. Can you believe it? I can't. Y'all know I'm a holistic health practitioner. I've been in the herbs for over 20 years. I've been in this industry for over 20 years. I should not have had a stroke. Well, I did, and I'm going to tell y'all why and how. Well, first of all, start back when I was getting a lot of dental surgery. I was going to the dentist trying to get ready for 2 implants, and I didn't have enough bones, so they had to do bone grafting surgery. Let me tell you, this bone grafting surgery took a lot out of me. After the first surgery, I was out for like 2 to 3 weeks. 3 weeks. I could not go nowhere out of my house for at least 2 weeks. I was so weak and out of it, I couldn't do nothing but try to get my energy back. So after that, and it healed, I had to do another bone grafting surgery. This was for the second tooth that didn't have enough bone. There I was again, tired as I don't know what, trying to get my body back to life, to energy, because I had to stay in the house at least 2 weeks. Could not do nothing. Was that weak. And I knew that I had to clean my blood, but I kind of passed over it. I don't know why. What happened? I think I got kind of thrown off by recovering from all that surgery, because after the bone grafting surgery, it took 2 to 3 weeks to heal. Then they put in the implant. The implant wasn't that bad. It only took about 2 weeks, a couple of weeks, and it didn't zap my energy as much as the bone grafting, but it still did. I was in the house for 2 weeks again. Then when they did that second tooth for the implant, 2 more weeks. And I had thought about doing my blood cleansing, but I didn't. I kind of started it and stopped for some reason. I don't know. We get caught up with life and things that go on in life. So yeah, I didn't really do my blood cleansing. So I went on about things, and later on, I say maybe a month or so, a half a month, then it was a big show coming up that I usually go to. And at this big show, which is Natural Products West, I usually have some issues and problems because I be like burning myself out there. I be running around the Anaheim Convention Center trying to get all these interviews done, be on full speed. Anxiety be going out the roof. I be up there, yeah, come on, y'all, let's go to this next interview, go to this next interview. And I don't be eating right, and I don't be, drinking the liquids I should. And I told myself, don't go to that show this time, because you only going to wear yourself out. So that was the plan, not to go to Natural Products West this year. And guess what? At the last week, when the show was about to happen, I was still trying to tell myself, don't go to the show, but guess what? Yeah, I end up going to the show. So I went to Natural Products West, and then I was saying, okay, you're not going to get all excited. You're not going to do a lot of interviews. You're not going to run all over the convention center. And I did. I kind of stuck to that. So I went to the show anyway, even though I said I wasn't. I didn't really wear myself out. But when I got there, the hotel I was staying in, they had black mold. There was somebody on their door. They had a big sign on a poster, black mold in this hotel. And I was like, what the heck? What is going on here? And so that whole weekend that I was booked in that hotel, my nose started running, and it couldn't stop. It was like a faucet. I was like, man, this must be from that black mold. So every day I went out to the convention, my nose running, and I'm trying to stop it. So I spent the whole weekend there because it was kind of late, to try to get another hotel. And Then when I came home, from the show, I stopped by, I think it was Chipotle's or something, and got a tofu bowl, right? And the next day, my stomach was toe up. I don't know what was going on, but my stomach was toe up. I could not eat anything. I wasn't feeling good. I'm like, oh man, this had to have been that Chipotle's. So I had to stay in and couldn't do nothing. That was Monday then, right after the weekend of the show. So Tuesdays, usually I play tennis. Okay. So, I'm still trying to recover because I'm not eating anything. I'm just drinking water, right? To try to let my body flush and cleanse itself out from whatever that was, that food poisoning from probably the tofu bowl. And I said, you shouldn't go play tennis. But guess what? I went and played tennis. And I wasn't drinking nothing but water. I wasn't even taking any vitamins. And yeah, I went out and played tennis because I love it. And I played until I got a side stitch. That's like a cramp that you get into the side, the left side actually, right down there by your waist. I got a painful, painful cramp. I had never had a cramp like that, and I don't know when. And I knew, yep, it was because I went out and played tennis and I was trying to recover from food poisoning, right? And at a show that I said I wasn't going to go to. So this is what I was putting my body through. And so now I'm trying to recover from that cramp, that's killing me. Plus, I wasn't over the food poisoning yet. I'm still trying to eat light and liquids. And what else happened here? I think, okay, it was coming up on Thursday. But Wednesday, I started feeling like some tingling and stuff in the tips of my fingers. And I'm like, what the heck is that? It was my left hand, tingling and numbness. And I'm like, oh no, because I have degenerative cervical disease in my neck. I said, oh, maybe my neck is starting to act up now, because I usually get tingling and numbness in my right hand, when I have problems with my neck. But this was the left. And I didn't really focus on that. I kind of brushed it off and thought, okay, yeah, this is my neck acting up. Maybe I'm going to have to do some stuff for my neck. And then the next day, I think it was Wednesday, I had a little tingling and numbness came in my hand again. Same left hand. Yeah, didn't focus on it right. I'm thinking, oh, my neck is probably going to be bothering me. So now it's Thursday. Guess what? I shoot pool on Thursday. So I'm feeling a little better. My stomach is probably a little better from the food poisoning, but that side stitch, that cramp is still hanging in there. But I'm like, okay, I can shoot pool. I don't have to exert no energy. It's not like tennis. So I went and shot pool. So I was out there shooting pool, and all of a sudden I felt like my equilibrium was about to go. You know what I'm saying? It looked like I was just going to fall. And so I said, no, I'm not going to fall. So I grabbed the back of this chair that was close to me, and I braced myself. But I didn't fall. But my body was telling me that I was. And next thing you know, my vision started going. And it was like crazy because I was playing with a partner of mine, and I was telling her, I said, you know what? I can only see half of your face. I see this part, the left part of your face, but the right side is like grayed out. It's like fogged out. I couldn't see the right side of her face. And I'm like, what is going on? My eyes was messing up. And I'm like, man, this is strange. That lasted like 10, 15 minutes or so, it just kept going. And, not figuring out yet what is happening to me. So we went home, right? She dropped me off because she was driving. And when I got home, And I was about to go in the kitchen. All of a sudden, my head started hurting. And it was like a blood vessel in my head started swelling up. And this thing was swelling and swelling. And my head was getting real tight on the left side. And I was like, what the heck is this? And it was swelling. I'm like, oh man. And then the Holy Spirit was speaking to me. It said, go in that refrigerator and get that garlic. Because I have like garlic pills that we sell, And I'll show y'all a picture of that product. But I went and got my garlic pills and it told me, it said, take 4. And I went in there and I took 4 of the garlic. Okay. And this blood vessel is still swelling and tight. You know what I'm saying? Swelling up tight like it's going to burst. And I'm thinking, man, if this thing bursts, I'm just going to be on the floor. And I was like, not trying to really panic because I am kind of a calm person in situations, that are tragic or whatever, emergency type stuff. So I kept my calm. And after about 15, I think 20 minutes, it's kind of hard to tell now. But then I heard something. That blood vessel said, goosh. It was like whatever was trying to get through it just pushed through. Like that garlic lubricated that and allowed it to push through. And I just heard a goosh and it went down. And then the pain from the swelling wasn't hurting as much. And I was like, wow, what the heck was that? And then the Holy Spirit talking to me again said, take 4 of these every hour. And I'm like, okay, every hour after that, I took 4 more of the garlic pills. So I made it through that day, thank God. But the next day, I was like, man, I got to do something about this. Because, I started doing my research and stuff and looking up. And, of course, I saw that I had had a stroke. So first thing I went to was my clinic, the school I used to go to. And Pacific College Oriental Medicine, I went and started seeing acupuncturists because I figured, hey, if it's some damage to my head or my brain, I need to get this stuff, in line quick. So I started getting acupuncture and they was working on me. And hey, for about a week, I think I was getting the acupuncture. So right then, after getting the acupuncture started, I said, I need to start drinking some of my tea to clean my blood. Because then I figured out, yeah, you messed up with the dental. I never did get to drink the tea, So now I said, I need to get this tea. So I went and got some of my Pau D Arco tea. I'm going to show y'all a picture of that too. This is the Pau D Arco. This I've used a lot and recommended a lot for people to clean their blood because this is one of the big benefits of this tea. It cleans your blood and it builds your immune system. So I started drinking the Pau D Arco tea. And something like this, especially a situation as serious as what I had, this stroke, I tell you, you drink it strong for a week. You make it real strong for a week and drink at least about a quart, maybe a little more a day, real strong. So I was doing that at least for about a week. And then I started ordering a lot of my herbs because I was like, man, I'm going to get on top of this thing because I was researching it, researching online, and of course I had one of my manuals that I have here at the house. And I saw the herbs it was recommending, and I was, ordering a lot of those. It just took time then for the herbs to come through the mail. So I got the Pau D Arco, and then the second thing I was going to use is a product we call Mega Chel, because Mega Chel flushes out your blood, flushes out all of your blood vessels. Okay, so I knew I needed that because I did all that dental work, and when you get dental work and they do that anesthesia, give you all that heavy stuff, it is toxic, and it's heavy metals in that anesthesia, which are toxic. I mean, these heavy metals do not do your body good. And I knew I had to flush all that stuff out. So I did the mega kale for about 6 days. And all this time, I'm still going to my school getting the acupuncture. And my sister's talking to me, you go to hospital yet? You need to probably check in, with your doctor. And another friend of mine, they all, you probably should go see a doctor, go get, your stuff checked out from a medical point of view. And I'm like, yeah, I am. But meantime, I'm like acupuncture, and taking these herbs. So I was taking that mega kale, flushing out my blood vessels because I figured if I had a stroke, there was something going on that wasn't right in my circulatory system. And I was going to get it right, before I went to the hospital. So I did. And I think it was like a week and a half before I finally went to the hospital. But I've been taking that mega kale, which it literally flushes out, cleans out, breaks down cholesterol that's all stuck on the walls of your blood vessels and anything else that's in there. It cleans and flushes that stuff out and pushes it right out through your urine. So I was taking that for 6 days. That's all. And when I went in, walked into emergency, told them I think I had a stroke. Then they started taking all the tests. Oh, yeah, they was, right on it. And at the end, it came out, yes, I had TIA, which is a transient ischemic attack. That's the medical term for stroke. Transient ischemic attack. But, I had already done my research, and I knew then that, yeah, I had one. So I was just going through the medical part now. So they had me in emergency for I don't know how long. They don't be in no hurry, especially in a military hospital. And then they finally admitted me, and then I went upstairs. I went upstairs and I stayed in the hospital for about 3 days, 3 or 4, something like that. And they doing all of their tests and stuff like that, again. And I think the big one they wanted to do was the MRI because they wanted to see where the blood clot was. Because according to medical doctors, they said blood clots is what causes a stroke. And so they knew that I had to have a blood clot because I had a stroke. So they did the MRI, and after they did it, the results, no blood clot. They couldn't find a blood clot. And I was like, huh? They said, yeah, we didn't see a blood clot in your head. And they said, it must be in your heart. So we're going to do an echocardiogram to see if the blood clot is in your heart. And I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking to myself, yeah, okay. I think I know what happened to the blood clot. Mega kale, okay. So I waited. And, I'm waiting to see the results for the echocardiogram because that, is one of the tests where they look in the heart. And it was real interesting. The guy was right there with me. He let me look at my heart. And also, what I didn't tell y'all, I have afibrillation. Atrial fibrillation is like an arrhythmia. Your heart doesn't beat right. It has a funny rhythm to it, skipping beats and stuff. So I have that too. So that probably also contributed to the blood clot because they say when your heart has an arrhythmia like that, it tends to coagulate the blood, and then that coagulation in the ventricle, I think it's the left ventricle, causes a blood clot to form. So they looked in the echocardiogram and they couldn't find the blood clot. They didn't even tell me though, because see, I was waiting in my bed thinking, okay, let's get the results from the echocardiogram. Nobody never came to me and told me. And I had to ask them and keep pushing, hey, did they get the results? Did they get in there? Oh, they're like, oh, yeah, it was not anything in your heart. I say, huh? What? They say, there wasn't a blood clot in your heart. And I'm like, okay, so why nobody didn't tell me? Are we just stopping there? Y'all don't want to find out why there was not a blood clot when you know that a blood clot causes a stroke? I'm like, why, they not asking me questions or trying to find out more of what his blood clot is. Yeah, see, that's why I was taking my herbs before I went to the hospital. And my mega kale, thank God, the Holy Spirit led me all the way with the garlic pills. But the Pau D Arco and the mega kale is what flushed and broke down and obliterated the blood clot. That's what took care of the blood clot. Okay? Okay, all you herbalists know out there. Anybody know anything about chelation therapy? Because that's what that product does, our mega kale. So, you know, I'm just sitting back and I'm like, okay, fine. I'm wondering, okay, what else they gonna do for me now? So I finally got released out the hospital, but they wasn't gonna release me because they were pushing me to take these pharmaceuticals. They kept telling me, no, no, don't be, I'm talking herbs, herbs. Oh, what did you do? What happened? Oh, I was taking this and I took these herbs and I took that herb. And they like, no, 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 no. Those herbs are not FDA approved. You shouldn't be taking those. They say, no, you have to take this Eliquis and you have to take this Detazizim something, right. I'm probably not saying it right, but, the pharmaceuticals. And, you need to be taking this other all these pharmaceuticals they tell me about. And I'm steady like, no, 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 I want to take herbs. And I saw, yeah, you need to shut up about the herbs because they not letting you out of this hospital until you say yes to the pharmaceuticals. So the day that I stopped talking about the herbs and I said, okay, I'll take the pharmaceuticals, then they started to let me out the hospital. I had to admittedly say that I was going to take these pharmaceuticals. And I didn't like that. Anybody really know me, I'm all about the herbs and natural health and acupuncture and massage and chiropractic and all of that. So I had to break down and say, yeah, okay, I'll take these pharmaceuticals. So they let me out the hospital and y'all know what I did. I went straight for my herbs. But I was taking the pharmaceuticals. But I know how to take pharmaceuticals and my herbs too. I just don't take them at the same time, of course. That's what I did. I took my herbs in the morning, then maybe around 12 or 1, more like 1 and 2. Then I started taking my pharmaceuticals. And then later in the day, I probably take some more of my herbs, as long as it was 2 to 3 hours apart. And I was doing okay. I was doing fine. So that's what happened to me with my stroke. Well, what I really want to emphasize is that you need to listen to your body. You really need to listen. I mean, I'm not perfect. None of us are. So even me, a holistic practitioner, yeah, I mess up too because I wasn't really listening to my body as closely as I should have. Because when I felt the tingling in the fingers, I should have known that, hey, that was a sign for stroke. But I didn't. I was confusing it with some of my other disabilities, unfortunately. I have a few too, but hey, I try to stay on top of them. And I really messed up because I wasn't flushing my blood. I wasn't cleaning my blood after those dental surgeries. That's why you can tell that my body was toxic because that thing was wiping me out for 2 weeks, 2 and 3 weeks. That means that my body was so toxic, full of heavy metals and toxins from that anesthesia and that dental surgery, that my blood was not able to support me at all. So I should have been really on my Pau D Arco, but I messed up. I didn't, doing stuff in life and all of this other stuff that we do that seems so important is not that important. Because if it's something that's gonna kill you, you can't go to work then. So why are you so concerned about work? Why are you so concerned about this show and going to this show and making money and doing all this? Because if you dead, you can't make no money. So that's how I'm just, don't let this happen to y'all like me. I'm telling you, strokes is no joke. They are no fun. Scary. I must have had problems sleeping the next 2 to 3 days after I had it, because I'm thinking, man, I might not wake up in the morning. I might not wake up, getting paranoid and stuff. Oh no. And then it was hard for me to go to sleep. And I'm like, wait a minute. Ye man of such little faith. I had to beat up on myself sometimes like that. Yeah, ye man of such little faith. Where is your faith in God and the Holy Spirit? The Holy Spirit just saved you from the stroke. So why you being scared you not gonna wake up? But hey, I'm human, but I'm just saying. That's how I had to get on myself. And I said, oh, no, I know the Holy Spirit got me. It led me through this. So I just want to let y'all know, you need to really pay attention and really listen to your body when it's telling you stuff. Some people can't detect or tell the little things like that I was telling y'all. But your body does give you signals before something like this happens, major. You have to really be in tune with yourself and with your body. And a lot of times it takes you to slow down. I was doing too much. I was pushing myself. I shouldn't have played tennis. Okay? I shouldn't have went to the show. I had said I wasn't. Then I went. See, I just pushed myself. So trust me, I'm taking good care of Mac now. I am taking it easy. I slowed down a lot. I'm getting into all of my meditation, and I'm going to do another video to tell y'all some of my other recovery stuff that I did other than my acupuncture. But the acupuncture, oh yes, was top line. And I found the acupuncturist that specializes in strokes. So if y'all need a recommendation for acupuncturists you here in San Diego, I got you. Just get a hold of me. So, hey, that's all I have today, folks. Thanks for watching Holistic Health Talk.